Hello, welcome to Murney Tower Crafts. Today we'll be making popsicle soldiers, just like my friend here, George. My name is Kendra, and I'm the program assistant for Murney Tower this summer. Our inspiration for this craft was the Royal Canadian Rifle Regiment. This was the first regiment to live in Murney Tower. They were stationed there from 1848 to 1871, once they were removed from Canada completely. This regiment was kind of special in the sense that they had to have at least 15 years of service before they were allowed in the regiment. This was because they were seen as more loyal to the regiment, so they were likely not to run away. They were also given a higher wage compared to soldiers from other regiments. They were given better rations as well, and they were allowed to marry and have children and live with their children and wife in the tower. Therefore, a lot of the people in our tower were families. This regiment wore a green jacket and green pants, as well as a tall hat. These are aspects of our soldiers that we'll make today. So let's get started. The supplies you will need for today's craft are black construction paper, green construction paper, a popsicle stick, a pencil, glue. We prefer white glue, it's quite a bit easier, and a red and black marker. I chose to use black for the eyes and for some of the decorations on the uniform. If you would like your eyes to be a different color, you can choose to use a different color than black. So you may need a few more markers than I have. You will also need a pair of scissors to cut out your uniform. So let's get started. First, we are going to start with our green construction paper. I like to use the Popsicle as a guide. So we are measuring out the uniform. So first, I take the Popsicle stick and I decide where is the helmet going to start. So my hat is going to start right here. So now I need to decide how much room am I going to leave for the face. Let's go with this far. Okay, so next we have to decide how far the boots are going to go up. So my boots are going to go this far. And then finally, we're going to draw a line that indicates between the jacket and the pants. I like to think that my soldier has longer legs than torso. So we're going to make the leg section, which will be down here, longer than the torso, which will be up here. Okay, so now that we have our guides on our popsicle stick, we're going to use the guides for the legs and the torso to make our jacket and pants. I'm going to start with making the jacket. So I lay my popsicle stick on the paper near the edge that lines up with the top of my jacket. And I'm going to go from the top of the popsicle line for the jacket out to draw an arm, and then back into the popsicle stick, and then down to where the torso ends. And I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. And then I'm going to connect the two bottom parts together. So you should have something that looks kind of like this. And that is going to be our jacket for our soldier. Next, I'm going to make the pants. I have more room at the bottom here, so I'm going to make my pants go along the bottom. All you're going to do is you're going to line up the bottom of where the jacket line ends with the edge of the green paper. And then you're going to draw a line down the side of the popsicle stick on the paper to where the legs end. You're going to do this on both sides and then connect at the bottom. So we have our pants just like that. Next, I'm going to cut these out. This part can sometimes take a little bit of time since sometimes it's hard to cut out the shirt shape. That's why I prefer using smaller scissors as it's easier to cut into the corners. Alright, so I have my shirt cut out and I just have to cut out the pants. They're super easy because they're just 3 straight lines. There, and now my pants are done. We are now done with our green paper, so we can set it aside. Next, we're going to grab our black construction paper. Remember the line that we drew on the top of our popsicle stick up here? Well, now what we're going to do is we're going to use that line as a guide for how wide the hat is going to be. So, you line that line up with the edge of your paper, and now this is where you get to choose on how big your hat's going to be. So you're just going to draw a line up, how far you want your hat to be on both sides, and then connect them. So there, that is my hat. So now I'm just going to cut this out quickly. And this is going to end up going on the top of our popsicle stick. However, we're not gluing anything quite yet. The last thing we have to do with our black construction paper is make our boots. Now, I find this part very easy because we just have to trace the popsicle stick. So we have our line for our boots right here where our pants end that we cut out earlier. So you're going to line that up with the edge of your paper and you're just going to trace around the base of your popsicle stick. So you just have something like that. And we're going to cut this out as well. Now, when you're cutting these out, you also have the option. Do you want it to look like 2 separate boots on your popsicle stick, or do you want it to look like the boots are together? I prefer to have it look like 2 different boots. So what I'm going to do for that is I'm just going to cut down the center of my boots like that. So now I have 2 matching pieces. And what I'm going to do is I'm also just going to cut a teeny tiny bit off the side of the boots, each of them. Not on the curved side, on the straight side. And this will then, when I glue them onto my popsicle stick, it will leave a gap in between the boots. So now I have 2 identical pieces. So now we should have our jacket, our pants, our hat, and our boots. So now this is where we have to start gluing them on. So you're going to take your popsicle stick, and I like to start at the top. So you're going to start by gluing on the hat first. So you're just going to put a tiny dot at the very top of your hat, where the line, just above the line, and then you're going to stick down the paper on that dot. When you push down, that dot should spread out, so it should cover the entire spot. So now I have a hat on my popsicle soldier. I also have some glue on my table, but that's okay. We'll clean that up later. Next, we're going to add the coat. This part, you're going to add glue in between your two lines that you put for your jacket. Just add to the middle like we did with the hat, because once you press down your coat, it will spread the glue out of it. All right, so there we have our jacket on. And then next, we're going to take our pants and do the same thing and glue them down where the pants are supposed to go, where we put the lines. If you want, you can leave a little bit of a gap between your coat and your pants. This way, when we're ready to add the belt, we can do that. Just push that down. So far we have our hat, jacket, and pants. Oh, my pants are sticking up on the side. Okay, now we're gonna add our boots. What you're gonna do is you're gonna add just a very small amount to your boot, just a tiny bit, one of the boots, and you're gonna line it up with the same curved side. So the curved end of the popsicle should match up with the curved end of the boot, just like I have here. And then you're gonna glue the other boot on. Make sure that the side you put glue on is going to match up with your boot when you put it on to the popsicle stick. We're just gonna put a tiny bit, and there we go. Now we have both of our boots on. Now here is the time for some decorations. I'm going to put a belt on my soldier. So I'm going to take my black paper again, and I'm going to cut a small strip of black the same width as the popsicle stick. So I'm just going to mark how wide my popsicle stick is on this paper. And I'm just going to cut a strip just like this. And that is going to be going on as the belt. So I'm adding just a little bit of glue to my belt. And I'm going to make sure it overlaps on both the jacket and the pants, so you can't see the line of the jacket and pants. So mine looks just kind of like this. Now, you can also add things like a line to the pants down the middle to make it look like two separate legs. And then I'm also going to do a line down the middle of my jacket so you can see that there's two different sides of the jackets with buttons. And the last thing I'm going to add to the clothes is a red line on the side of the pants, on both sides. On our uniform at Murney Tower, there's a red line down the side of the pants and down the side of the shirt as part of the uniform. I'm just going to put it on the pants though, because that's what I like. And last, you now get to put a face on your soldier. So I'm using black for the eyes. So just put a dot. And I'm also going to put a little nose as well. And I'm going to use the red for the mouth. Now we're done our soldier. He has a green jacket and green pants, just like the Royal Canadian Rifle Regiment soldiers that stayed in our tower. He also has his nice tall hat, just like the soldier hats, in our other video that we made on YouTube to make a military hat, just like the Royal Canadian Rifle Regiment. Now, if you'd like, you can name your soldier. I already had George that I showed you at the start, so I'm going to name this one Peter. I hope you enjoyed our craft today, and don't forget to subscribe and like our page to see all the other crafts we're hoping to post this summer, and to see the ones we've already uploaded from last year. Have a great day!